So, Your Honors, my issue and my concern for her is, like, I'm constantly reminding her how beautiful she is, don't worry about the burns. And I knew that all these activities were coming up and that it was important for her to regain her self-confidence, to regain high self-esteem, to get rid of those negative body images that she was portraying. She got friends at school. People are asking her about this burn, and who wants to keep talking about a negative...
You mean she was self-conscious about extremely?
Yeah, exactly. It was embarrassing.
Did your daughter go to a physician or receive any therapy?
No, she got therapy from her mom.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, I did.
What could they have done at the time when you were calling them and trying to find a solution to this?
When I called the shop, I asked for the person who braided my daughter's hair and burnt her. And so she said, "This is me," and I asked her name. She said, "Pashyon." So I said, "Pashyon, what happened?" And she said, "Well, we put ointment on it." And I said, "And then you even took her money."
And then what did she say?
And then she said, "Well, she got her hair done, and it looked nice."
Ms. Jackson, do you remember the conversation going that way?
I recall her calling me about the burn, and I'm thinking that she was going to be calling me about the remainder balance, and because I spoke about the remainder balance, that's when she kind of got real feisty over the phone, like, you know, how dare you ask, you know, for a remainder balance? What happened to my daughter's neck? I apologized that, you know, everything went the way that it did. She wanted the deposit back. I told her that she couldn't get the deposit back. You know, she tried to call my mom to get what she wanted out of it.
Actually, Your Honor, I spoke to her mom first because I thought her mom was her.
No,
and even when I called the shop,
she called me
Pashyon,
first.
I'm not cutting you off. Even when I called the shop, Your Honor, she never asked me for pictures or anything. And I even asked her about her insurance, which she didn't want to share. I mean, that's why you have insurance, for accidents.
I want to kind of explain, you know, this whole situation. I asked her if there's a way she could send me pictures of the burn, and then I would follow the appropriate measures and contact the insurance company from there. I waited 2 hours, never received any pictures. So then she calls me back, and she started harassing me, telling me that you guys probably don't have insurance and this and that. And I told her, well, wait a minute. You're asking me for the insurance, but I asked you to send me pictures so I could at least see what was going on. I will send them to the insurance company. They will contact you. She hung up on me.
May I ask you, have you seen this photograph?
This is the first time I've ever seen that
But have you seen it? Now,
yes,
you see
today,
it now?
right now.
Had you received this photograph,
Yes.
would you have notified your insurance company?
Yes, I would have. And I did ask 3 times within that day.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything further? We're going to excuse the parties while we deliberate in this matter.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This courtroom is now in recess, so ladies will have you exit.
Okay, so just having had my hair braided, I was trying to remember if I had a towel around my neck. And when the hair braider was getting started on my hair, I didn't have a towel around my neck. And I do believe I did have one around my neck when the dipping process did happen. I had longer braids, so it was easier to get the hair in the kettle and out versus having a shorter braid. And it's harder to get shorter braids into a kettle if you're standing upright. So it does make sense for you to lean in. I believe the defendants described what actually happened. I do believe that Daijah propped up because it was steamy, because she does have shorter braids. Even so, there should have been a towel around her neck. And they're entitled to some money. How much? I'm willing to discuss.
I didn't see any evidence of this injury today. It's great.
Right.
And that's not to say she's not entitled to any compensation, but we're dealing with a situation where there's no permanent damage, at least so far as I can see.
Yeah.
So I tend to think that the $5,000 is an inflated amount. Again, I think this
I think it's a reflection of the frustration and anger that a very protective mother has for a daughter.
Yeah.
I think had the moms not gotten involved, the temperature probably would have remained lower. And I think if they had just submitted it to the insurance company would have given her a couple $1,000s, seeing the pictures that we've seen today of the burn.
Clearly more severe than what the defendant described in her answer, and it could have just developed over time. I don't believe that the defendants saw something, you know, severe and just let her, you know, walk out the door.
Right.
She's 17. She goes to high school.
She's right. Yeah.
It's super pressure to look a certain way nowadays. Taking that into consideration, I think $2,500 because they're splitting it in half. They're asking for $5,000. It makes sense.
I'm absolutely.
I'm good with $2,500.
Okay.
We have a verdict.